Mixties presents the Popcast.
Hey, my name is Brian, that is Shane, and this is the Popcast. Today, we're talking about America's Got Talent, the results show last night of week 2, the final week of the semifinals. We found out who's going through to the finals and what's going to happen next week. Boy, we got a show for you today. Let's get into it, Shane. Talk to me, brother.
It's going to be a big show today. A lot of things happened last night that made me cry. I didn't cry actually physically, but it made me cry in my soul. Some things that bothered me. But first, I just want to go back and give a little shout out to our show that we did last week. We actually had a lot of people comment on the show from Tuesday night, and there were a lot of comments put out there. But specifically, one thing I want to address before we get started is that we had a comment put out by Izad Bilal, if I said that correctly. It said, "Hey guys, did you hear that Evie Claire's dad passed away? And according to Simon Cowell, she won't perform in the finals. Hope you guys address this in the video and maybe give a shout out." So here's a shout out to you, Izad Bilal. That's a tough name, man. Could you pick out something a little easier for me to pronounce?
Shout out to Izal.
Shout out. But here's the good news. Here's the good news for anybody who was worried that Evie might not be performing next week. It looks like she is, because in a Instagram post from her today, she says, "Leaving for California today. I'm going to miss my beautiful family so much. I love you, Daddy. Hope you can make it to the live shows next week." So it looks like she's going to be coming, despite Simon giving her the option to not come and even allowing her to come back next year if she wanted to.
But wait a minute. But they said her father passed away.
Right. Well, in spirit, I think is what she's talking about. Hoping to see you at the live show. So it looks like, yeah, she's in a spiritual place right now. So it looks like she's going, according to her anyway, she's going to California and looking for the live show. So it's on. It's on, guys. So but we appreciate that comment, but it looks like she's going. So that's good to hear.
Way to open the show in a really positive way, not bringing the energy down whatsoever.
Did I bring the energy down? I mean, I thought it would be great. There's Evie Claire fans out there.
I'm glad Evie Claire is going to be there. I'm so sorry to hear that her father passed.
Well, we did address this. I mean, it's terrible. We addressed it last week in the comment section. I don't think we did actually address it in a show. Her father did pass away about 12 hours after the results show for her semifinals. So he did find out that she went on to the finals before he passed away, but they basically were flown home by AGT, and he passed away shortly thereafter. So, which is terrible, but she's a strong girl, and she's gonna. She was quoted as saying, "This is both the worst and best things that have ever happened to her in her life at the same time." So
that's rough.
It's really tough. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, before we get into the show, don't forget we have the 400 sub super secret spectacular milestone giveaway. Woo-hoo! Oh man, we're gaining. We got like 260 something now. We're moving a lot faster than we did in the past. We're almost there. Another 140 or so, and we got 400. Let's do it together. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. Get the word out. The giveaway is going to be fantastic. Just a heads up, we were planning on doing our boxing video this Friday, but some of the things that we ordered are taking time to get here, and we want to make sure. I want to address this because we did
this stuff's
promise
going to be good. Hey, some of the stuff for the boxing already came in, dude. And I'm not going to show it. I've actually. Oh wait, if you look over my shoulder, you might even be able to see it. You probably have it cropped out, but over my shoulder is a box, and there are some items in it from the boxing you can't see right now. It's going to be so good. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
So it's not, Mixed Teas is offering up the majority of the box, but we wanted to additionally throw in some other cool stuff.
There's some stuff from just Shane and Brian.
That's very specific to Shane and Brian's show. So we had to order them, and it takes time. So instead of doing it on Friday, we're gonna be doing it next week. So we'll let you guys know exactly when on our next show. We promise. Sorry about that delay. Okay, so let's get right into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
We opened up last night with actually a normal-looking Mel B. I mean, her hair was a little crazy, but it wasn't as crazy as previous weeks. So, congratulations!
She ran out of X-Men to dress up like, bro.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, that's right. The night before, she was like literally Storm. Yeah. She was Storm from the X-Men. Okay, so I mean, she looked pretty normal, and we opened up with the Dunkin save. Colin Cloud, Diavolo, and Ketchy, all on the chopping block. Here's the dealio. I'm not surprised that Diavolo and Ketchy are there. I was pretty surprised that Colin Cloud was there.
I was too. I was surprised because the voting had already happened when all of the videos came out about Colin. And in case you guys didn't know, there were videos that came out about Colin that basically showed he was holding a card in his hand. Somebody had frozen the live show, and you could see a little piece of it, I guess, sticking out. And what happened was AGT edited that out before they uploaded the video to YouTube. And people who had seen this already were like, oh, AGT, you're cheating, blah, 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 right? And it became this big, huge thing. But voting had already happened at that point, and so I thought he wouldn't be caught up in that. But apparently, America was not impressed enough to put him in
Dunkin
2 or 3.
save. That's what. I mean, he was on. He would have probably gotten Dunkin save no problem with not enough of those videos. And let's be clear, we don't lack in any criticism with AGT. We do everything possible to criticize their every move. But editing that part of the video out was a good idea. Magic is not meant to be a 360-degree experience.
Right.
Okay? Magic is, there's no, by the way, everybody, just in case you didn't know, I'm sorry to debunk this, there is no such thing as real magic.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Real magic doesn't exist.
I thought for sure Colin had a deal with the devil.
Right. Magic as we know it is usually an illusion, usually sleight of hand, or suggestion or whatever. And in this case, it was both suggestion and sleight of hand. And no magician can perform their magic with a 360-degree audience. And all the people out there about to yell about Mind Freak Chris Angel, those videos have been proven that most of that audience was edited in after the fact. They were debunked. Those are fake.
Well, they were set crews.
Right.
His audiences were plugs.
Right. Magic is not real. Okay.
Yeah.
So Colin Cloud killed it. His execution was flawless, except for that stupid random camera behind him that picked up something it should not have picked up in the first place. The producers, as usual, made the mistake here. AGT editing it out after the fact was correcting their first mistake of showing that angle in the first place.
Right. The director who and like a regular TV show, there's a director calling the cameras.
Right.
So if you guys aren't aware of this, they're calling, left one, right forward. They're calling out the camera views to where they think they can get the best reaction. And during that part of the show, they should have never called the rear camera behind Colin.
Of course not.
It wasn't right to do. I mean, he can only hide, protect so much. I mean, but basically what happened was AGT decided to edit it out, rightly so, because people are going to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
And, some people out there, caught it and decided to flame spray it. And Colin took the backlash on it, partially. And partially
probably got dunked for it, honestly.
He was probably 4 or 5 on the votes. Probably was in the top 5 votes last night. And I would argue that after Ketchy's performance that she was number 6 because she did not have a good performance. And I understand that people like to vote with their heart. I get that. And to some degree, that's okay. But honestly, that Dunkin save was ridiculous. I mean, she was hitting 44% of the Dunkin save.
That's crazy.
I mean, guys, is it about mending hearts here? I mean, is that, or are we having a competition?
Well, is it America's Got Talent, or is it America's Got Backstory? That's the question.
Yeah, or does America's Got a little bit of talent and a lot of backstory? I mean, what's the deal here?
Yeah.
So, I get it. It was an emotional moment. It happened. But the judges 4 out of 4 picking picking Diablo.
Oh, it was 3 out of 4. They didn't show Heidi's reaction.
That's true. It got to 3, but I don't know.
Which,
if
by
Heidi
the way,
would've-
is another weird
Heidi
thing.
usually-
How do you go Simon, skip Heidi, Mel B, Howie? I don't understand that.
Howie had been the last choice several times, so I'm sure they have it all worked out in advance. But I believe that Colin was probably in the top 5, and now he's gone. It makes me very sad. I loved Colin. I think he had a great performance. He definitely deserved to go through. We've got too many singers once again, and we can't blame the judges for for Harvey going through, because America chose her. But at the same time, her winning out over Celine Tam, we're
going to get there. We're going to get there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so worked up over it. I just kind of want to go through it. So
let's move on.
Start.
Let's go back and say we'll get to the results.
Yeah.
Those were the 3 that were on the chopping block. And yeah, like you see in the clip next to you, Ketchy opened up the Dunkin save at 43%, Colin at 33%, and Diablo at 25%, which is another problem I have. We'll get to that. Next up, it was Christian,
Merrick,
thank you. I don't know how I forgot Merrick's name.
And
I was thinking
Angelica.
America. And Angelica. And Angelica or Angelica.
Or Angelica, however you want to do it.
Yes. And I got to be honest. When I saw this, I knew pretty quick who was going to win. And if I was voting with my heart, I would have gone with Merrick. Merrick is a fan of the, or at least close to the show. I like Merrick Hanna a lot. And if I was personally, subjectively voting, I would have voted for Merrick. But I understand why Angelica Hale won last night versus Christian and Merrick, because her set was phenomenal. So if we're voting specifically just on talent, she took it, unfortunately, for Merrick.
That has to be how we grade things. We have to grade it on talent. If we're grading it on talent and entertainment, which is I think the way it's supposed to be graded, are we entertained? Is the talent great? Are
you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? Yeah. Gladiator style. But they really handled it very well. And Christian even gave Angelica a kiss on the forehead as he was going out. I thought it was very sweet. You could tell the contestants backstage are very close to each other.
Yeah.
Even when Colin Cloud was out, you had the Diavolo leader over there hugging him tightly. It was kind of an emotional moment. I thought, wow, these people really care about each other. It was a great thing to see.
They've now spent weeks together, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
And they feel for each other losing. I mean, look, you see Colin's face. I mean, he was just like, okay, all right. He took it like a pro.
Yeah, what a summer camp that would be, huh? The America's Got Talent summer camp. They're gonna make a doc about that. I would love to see that.
That'd be cool.
All right, next up was Celine Tam, Mandy Harvey, and the Pompeo family dogs. And I gotta be honest, this surprised me a little bit. Number one, I knew Pompeo was going home. That was a given. Their show was a difficult show to watch. But Mandy ended up winning over Celine Tam. And I gotta think, was it the intro video they played? Because Mandy had like this real like heartfelt sort of back sob story, intro, and Celine Tam was like this little girl talking to Celine Dion, and it made her look sort of vapid,
yeah. There was a lot of criticism about Celine's opening video, even from some of our early and good people who watched the show. Siberia had some really great things to say about, hey, I didn't really like it either. And I think that I don't think Celine, she's 9 years old. She's not choosing what her intro video is going to be. She's being pushed by some things, and she's just a child. But if you think that Mel B having negative comments against Celine Tam didn't affect some people's vote against her, then you're crazy. It absolutely affects. Any negative repercussion from a judge affects the vote, and you can see it from time to time on people who have not made it through the show. When judges give negative comments, people don't get voted through. So there's impact there. the other thing is that obviously America voted Harvey in the top 3. She got the top 3 votes. And there is an argument that she deserves to be there if it's based on talent alone. If talent is the reason why we vote people through, there's an argument there, because I would argue that she does something that no other person can do. She's deaf and she can sing. I mean, I talked about this yesterday. She sings you cannot tell. You can tell just a little bit that she's deaf.
Right.
People who are deaf can't even speak. There's a famous actress that you can tell she's deaf when she speaks.
Right.
She can't hear herself. So this is a huge talent. If you're a Mandy Harvey fan, great. But I don't think that we judge based on talent alone. There has to be entertainment value to what somebody's doing. And in my opinion, her singing was not greater or better than Celine Tam's song. I don't think her song was better. I don't think she sang it better. I don't think her voice is better. So maybe she gets through because she's deaf and she's overcoming a disability.
Right.
And maybe that's why she gets through, and that's why America votes for her. And her backstory is less irritating. But Celine, a great injustice was done to her last night. And, we'll see how it goes from here, I guess.
I got to be honest. It definitely didn't help that one of the judges straight put a shiv in Celine Tam's gut at the opening of the show. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't help that Mel B busted out a prison shiv and straight up stabbed little Celine Tam in the gut on live television while people actively are voting for who's going to make it to the finals. That definitely did not help. I'm just saying.
The whole night, there are 11 acts. It's the only criticism that occurred was against her, and I'm sorry. It was wrong.
I gotta say that it was wrong. And Mel B, please take your rainbow bright storm hair or whatever, and go think about what you did, because that was wrong. Just like we criticized Simon, for influencing votes during the first semis. We're gonna talk to you now. That was incorrect. That is not what you're supposed to. You're there to judge, but not now. America's judging now. I don't even know why you're sitting there, to be honest. At this point, you're there just for commentary. Yeah. Sorry.
I don't even think the Dunkin save should happen at the semifinal level. It's just not. I don't think it's right. They've had their time to judge. It's now America's turn to decide. I mean, do the right thing. At least the first couple of shows, they allowed it to go to 2-2 and let America's vote decide. That's the way it should count. It's how they voted. And, sadly, if that had been the case, we probably wouldn't have Ketchy, and we'd probably have Colin instead.
Right. Okay. So on from that. Again, Mel B, naughty, naughty, naughty. You put a shiv in Celine. Everybody needs to understand that, okay? She, America Got Talent assassinated this poor girl's chance at the finals. She did.
You worked it in. You worked in my assassination.
Because she did. I mean, there are people that are voting that might not, be all as up to date as we are. That sees that, and even if they liked it, they start, oh, maybe she was pitchy.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Oh, maybe it was a great song for her. Yeah, it's an influence thing. Absolutely.
And if she was salty the whole night, then that's fine. But she was only salty that one act at the top of the show when you have the most amount of viewers watching.
Well, and that's why her tears for Ketchy are also influencing, because she's crying before her after her performance and saying it's the most beautiful thing. And it's also Simon saying that Mandy Harvey's performance was the best performance he's ever seen on America's Got Talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's keep it real, folks. I mean, we're not in the hurting people's feelings business, but let's be honest. These folks who have tragedy have now had a national stage. They've had they've had their 15 minutes of fame, more than any other person will.
I understand anybody that's watching us. Obviously, it's subjective. Maybe you liked Mandy Harvey more than Celine, and that's how you vote. You vote with your subjective heart, right? But what we're saying is the judges should not be a part of that process. Okay?
Not at this point.
Not this
early
point.
on.
They're there to get us to the semifinals.
Right.
Once we're at the point where America's judging, the judges should really keep their influence out of the running. It shouldn't be, or at least be fair across the board, fair. We can't.
Or let the Dunkin save be. Let America choose both Dunkin saves.
I agree.
Dunkin save one, and now we're going to do another one. Whatever. Or only have two people
Who was
in the Dunkin
runner-up,
save.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I'm okay with that. It's just got to keep politics, keep AGT politics out of it, and to do that, you have to keep the judges out of it.
Because remember, I love Ketchy, but I'm pretty sure that you're right, and she was pretty far on that list, and she got there because of the Dunkin save, and only because
we all love Ketchy. That's not. And we all love Harvey. It's not that we don't have feelings for these people, or that we're insincere about what's going. We just want it to be real,
right.
And I want the people who should go forward to go forward.
After all, yeah.
Nice.
All right. So next up was this crazy gazillionaire Vegas absinthe act. Have you seen this before?
I've never seen it before, but it was interesting. Her little video that they did with the guy like flirting with Tyra. It was kind of odd.
I mean, Tyra's a beautiful woman, so I'm no confusion there. But I don't know who.
That's subject.
And that's obviously subjective, right? Of course, whatever. Right? We've spent a lot of time making fun of Tyra. I'm cool with saving it until next season again. I don't want to keep going down the bash Tyra.
I'm not bashing Tyra, but you just said she was a beautiful woman, so I had to
subjectively speaking, we spent the first 6 episodes of the AGT podcast literally just complaining about Tyra. I did, anyways. I did.
No, we both did.
So, anyways, I've never heard of this gazillionaire guy. I've never seen his face. I don't understand. I feel like they introduced him as if you should know who the heck this person is.
Yeah, he's the circus ringleader. So he's the ringleader of their act, of their troupe.
Well, I guess it's okay. Cool.
Well, that was a good example of why I was saying I don't like these shows in Vegas. I mean, a lot of people enjoy them, go to them, and love them, but I personally don't care that much about them. They did their thing on stage. They were super talented. Everything they did was expertly done. Mm-hmm. And at the end of it, I was like, two half-naked guys. They started out with a striptease with two built half-naked guys.
They started
balancing
with that.
on each other's necks.
This family show is just constantly pushing that weird envelope, dude. I swear.
Well, I mean, I was like, because some of those shows are actually very risque. Some of those Circus Soleil shows
I've seen
risque.
the Zumanity one, and that is, that's out there, man.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I mean, the whole circus act thing was sort of cool, but the intro video was weird. I didn't find it necessary, but whatever. That's subjective.
What was up with the toilet paper? What was up with the toilet paper rolls?
And the actual show itself, there was clearly way too much going on. Once again.
Yeah. It seemed disjointed. It seemed like
I bet
the cameras were like, look at that, look at that.
Probably awesome in person, right?
Probably, yeah. I'm guessing it's much better that way.
Maybe they should just have a camera in the back that just shows the whole stage, because I'm telling you, the directors and the producers that are choosing the camera angles they're not doing them justice, or maybe what we're really seeing is just super chaotic groups, because
maybe.
Just like Diablo, to me, it's just insanely chaotic. I don't know what's happening. And
Diablo might be doing even better in the competition had they not jump around so much with them.
Right, I agree. Yeah, and now obviously these guys are more trained and they're more specific, and I can at least see things. Again, there was no story being told. It's almost like it's a variety show where they have 25 acts, and those 25 acts come on stage and just do their acts all at the same time. You're like, what's happening? So it's really hard to follow. I bet you it's great live, but on TV, and this is obviously a condensed version. I bet you it's probably much better in Vegas than the 8-minute version we got. So that was
And
interesting.
hopefully we'll get to see it. Hopefully we'll actually get the AGT show in Vegas. It's coming up this November. Hopefully I'm hoping to attend, planning on attending if I can. And I would like to actually get to see Light Balance and Diavolo in that kind of setting. Would
I
be much
plan
better.
to attend with you.
Nice.
Yeah, you're not going to know that. I'm just going to be stalking you from behind.
Well, luckily you can't sneak up on me because you're so big.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Thank you for that.
and you look like a bear, and people
No,
will
I
go,
do want to go. I know it's something you do with your wife, but I'm thinking I'm going to take my wife too, and we'll just
let's do it.
Go at the same time. Why not?
Yeah, let's all go together. It's usually an anniversary thing, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah. Well, next up was this weird like children eating popcorn with Tyra thing.
Oh, how freaky would it have been to be that kid who was basically Diamond Simon out right there? He's like, why does he do that? Blah 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 blah. And then Simon's like, what did you say about me?
What did you
like,
say?
Like
What did
my
you say?
pants. I was like, well, but then Simon sits down. And the kid's like still railing him. He's like, you got to be nicer. Why are you doing that? I'm like,
Yeah.
whose kid is that? Holy
That was
cow.
such a weird segment. I feel like they're trying to fill the space because they only have one person performing or whatever.
I think they're working on Simon's. I think they're working on his brand. I think they're trying to like swing him from baddie to goodie, you know. And this is just one more thing to cement
weird.
him.
It's weird,
Yeah.
you know.
It is weird. It was
And
it was a
Tyra's
little
wearing
odd.
like these weird like jeans that are like cut at the hips, so it shows like her thighs, and I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird to me.
I didn't notice that, but okay.
You know, I don't. I feel like I'm gonna say it one last time. The producers of this season have got to get their act together. We can't do a second season this way. Like, you need to fix it. Go back to the old format. Whoever you're hiring to do your production this season, fire them. Get the people you hired for the first 11 seasons, please, or get someone that could do better than what it's definitely not the same production crew. There's no way. It's so different. It cannot be the same production company.
The only thing I would like them to keep is I do like the pre-videos for the semifinals. I've liked those.
Okay?
So I'm okay with if they keep that one thing where they actually have like a little produced video
For the
in advance
semifinals.
of their. Yeah, I love it.
Not
I
for the judge
actually
cuts
love them.
and all that other nonsense, though, right?
No,
Okay.
just for the semifinals. They can do their interviews or whatever. I like the backstage stuff, the interaction between the contestants.
I
I
do
always
too.
like them.
Yeah.
So-
Show the acts though. Show all the acts. Don't telegraph the winners, please.
Oh, judges' cuts have to be done way different next time.
Way differently. Okay, moving on.
All right, so
Next up, it was in the stairwell versus light balance, and
I actually had a moment of concern there.
yeah. I felt a little bit of concern, and then I remembered their acts, and I was like, nah, light balance got it.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, man, could it happen? And I'm like, I don't. Yeah, so
I mean,
In
in
the
the
stairwell,
stairwell
not
did their
going
best set, and their best doesn't hold a candle, no pun intended, to light balance. So
well, and here's my question: is were they better than Harvey? Were they better than Ketchy? You know, last
Well,
night I would argue they were.
that is
Or
a
less.
very good question, and
Yeah.
but they didn't go up against them. They went up against light balance.
Well, the judges put them up. Yeah, the producers put them up against
Right.
them. So
Right. Okay. Light balance won. Awesome. I can't wait to see him in the finals. That's a show that continually makes me excited to watch AGT.
yeah,
And
I agree.
considering that a lot of the acts that I was excited to watch before are no longer there, I'm glad that there's still a couple acts remaining that makes this enjoyable and not some kind of chore that I have to do because we're doing a show the next day. You know, because
Hey, way to keep it real there. That
I
was
mean,
good.
to be real, there's been some shows where I'm like, this is like draining. It's not even fun anymore.
A little bit
know?
of work, yeah.
And light balance makes it fun. Other acts make it fun. Americana, always fun. So I'm glad they're still in there because I don't want to see finals without them. Okay.
All right, so
Next up, we did and this can be a really brief discussion about this. The America's Got Tweets. I gotta say, okay, real quick, no flipping way they read the tweets that were the most real. All right.
okay.
They picked and chose all the tweets that made them look good, and even the ones that were slightly deflammatory were just that. They were just like, oh, it's a little weird when you do hand binoculars. Okay, I've been to Twitter during the live shows, and some of these tweets, I mean, they're just mean. Like, I can't even be as mean as some people are tweeting, but yet they're picking. I know they're trying to look genuine, all that, but they're not being genuine.
In fairness, I mean, would you pick the inflammatory ones to say about yourself?
No, I just wouldn't do that segment because when it's 99% bad tweets and you gotta find like the 20 that aren't that bad, just don't.
Fan interaction, man. Fan interaction. That's what they're looking for. But you're right. It did come across as a little bit false.
Yeah, and that's it for that. Okay, now obviously Dunkin save material here. Catchy wins with a whopping 47%. Okay, that's insane.
Well, I mean, people feel for her. They voted with their heart. They're like, oh my gosh, this poor person needs to go to the finals. We've got to have her in the finals. I mean, that's how it happened.
And I like Catchy a lot. It's just I don't think she was deserving of 47%.
No, she wasn't even deserving to go through to the finals. Yeah, she should not be in the finals. Absolutely
not based on the previous night's performance.
No, I am not gonna marginalize myself for the sake of her deficiencies, which I understand are great, probably the greatest of anybody on the stage.
Yeah.
When you know people are looking at you and they're looking at you and you can't look back at them, it's got to be a horrifying thing. But we do not put people into the finals for that reason. We shouldn't, anyways.
No, she's insanely brave. Mad props.
Yeah, if this was a show about bravery, then she wins. Done.
Hands down. She won the second she came out on stage. But that's not what it's about. It's about talent. So, you're right. And I'm only mad about this because what happened next, that Diavolo makes it over Colin Cloud. Because if it had been Catchy and then Colin Cloud, I wouldn't have cared as much. And I'm not trying to down Diavolo. Their first two sets were great. But me,
that's your personal feeling, right? Yeah,
my personal feeling, it's been so chaotic and hard to follow that their entire performance to me seems more like work trying to figure out what's happening. And I'm talking about like DVR slowing down to half speed, pausing, rewinding, and I'm still having a hard time figuring out what's happening. You got to work on your act. So they didn't go through though because they were in the top 5 or whatever. They went through because the judges decided they're going to go through. Bottom line, Colin Cloud would have won that toss-up.
I do feel that Diavolo was either 4 or 5 in the voting because they do have a lot of people who like them a lot. So I get it. I do feel like they were probably – I'm telling you, I think it was like Colin or Diavolo, 4 or 5, either way, and Catchy was number 6. And unfortunately, I agree. And sad to say, I don't feel like Catchy should have been number 6 last night. I feel like she should have been number 10. With Pompeo being number 11 because they had the worst performance.
I mean, I totally agree with you. I personally would rather I would rather see Catchy over Diavolo, but I completely agree with you.
I mean, you got to look at Christian Giordino. His song was better than Catchy's. He sang better than Catchy two nights ago.
Yeah.
In the Stairwell was better than Catchy.
You're right.
Celine Sam was better than Catchy.
You're right.
You're telling me that her performance outvoted America? Liked her performance better than those other ones? No. They just voted with their heart. And I'm not going to beat this up or belabor it because I've already done so. I was frustrated with them getting rid of Colin Cloud, who I felt should surely have been in the finals, right alongside Light Balance and a couple of other people like Darcy Lynn, and Angelica Hale. So we'll see what happens as we move forward. There's these people, I don't know. Anything could happen, America. Anything could happen.
I agree. I completely agree. So let's button something up here. The finals are next week, right?
Right. We got the finals on Tuesday.
We got to talk about, the finals. The last show is coming up.
Yeah.
What?
Well, so they'll break it down. They should break it down twice during the show. So they're going to start out with 10,
Right.
and they should cut it to 5.
Wait, so they're gonna do Axe next week, right?
Yeah, they'll do Axe.
Okay. So let's just be clear. The people who advanced last night, Angelica Hale, Mandy Harvey, Light Balance, Ketchy, Diavolo. The
Right.
people that were eliminated last night, Merrick Hanna, Christian Gardino, Pompea, Celine Tam, oh, that hurts still, In the Stairwell, and Colin Cloud. So next week, we're going to do Axe, eliminate half, do more Axe, eliminate half, and then is there a second episode the following night where it explains who the winner is?
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think they're going to do any. That's a good call. I actually don't know what the format's going to be yet.
Yeah.
For how the vote out's going to be. In past times, they have whittled it down twice.
To 10 people though? I thought past times there was 5 people in the finals.
There's 5. There's generally 5 people in the finals, and then they end up doing a top 3. That's the way I've seen it done in the past. So I think it'll be 10. They'll probably cut it down to 5, and then they'll probably announce the top 3 out of that. So they usually do top 5, then they do coming in third, blah blah blah, and then they kind of go through that.
Are they going to do live voting, or is it going to be the next day? I guess we're not going to know.
I think it's going to be the same format. I think it's going to be Tuesday show, all 10 acts, Wednesday the reveal. So, and they're going to probably have a bunch of, it's going to be a 2-hour special with acts and different things happening. I'm sure that if Celine Tam had gone through, she would be with, Celine Dion would be making a guest appearance on the show or something.
Sure, yeah.
So.
Okay, so guys, we're just about done here, okay?
Yeah.
But let me remind you, I lost the bet. The very first episode of our AGT series, we bet that Yoli Mare would not only be eliminated the second America had the ability to eliminate somebody, but she wouldn't even make it to the semis. I was wrong. I lost the bet. So Shane has decided what my punishment is going to be. And I'm going to wait until Wednesday for you to see that.
Wednesday.
But my God, I need to be clear here, okay? It's not just hard for me on the show. It's something that's going to be difficult for me for weeks.
Right.
This is something that is going to stick with me when I'm at the park with my kids.
Yeah,
when I'm
I will
going
never
to
bet
work
with you again.
the next day.
Yeah, I will never bet with you again because of this. It's so bad.
I mean, for your benefit, you really shouldn't, because if I win a bet in the future, holy crap. Oh my God. I'm going to make you tattoo Mel B's crazy hair face on your butt cheeks, dude.
All right, so yeah, now you're giving away stuff. So, but that's going to be next Wednesday for when people come back. So, but before we do close this thing out, I would like to just talk about the 10 acts that are going to be in the finals next week, and kind of give a little bit of precursor as to what we think is going to happen. Is that cool?
Yes, please.
Okay, so last night's acts, of course, we've got, like you said, Diavolo, Angelica Hale, Mandy Harvey, Light Balance, and Ketchy. All right, and they're going to be joined by Darcy Lynn, Preacher Lawson. We also have.
I love my preacher. I love my preacher. I found his cooking channel on YouTube. Guys, check it out. Check out Cooking with Preacher. Just search that. It's on YouTube. Preacher literally cooks healthy food while telling jokes. It's fantastic. Okay? I don't even care about organic camouflage.
What is it again?
Organic cauliflower pizza. But I care about Preacher enough to try that recipe. Cooking with Preacher.
Cooking with Preacher. Okay, cool.
It's really fantastic, guys. The guy doesn't have enough subscribers. I don't really understand it.
Well, he probably hasn't done much with it, so I'm sure that he doesn't have a whole lot about it.
What a great channel that is, man. I have now watched all of his videos. I'm very, very happy to see Preacher next week. That's going to be great. It's almost going to mitigate my punishment a little bit.
Okay. so good talking about it. So because that actually plays into it. So also Evie Claire, Chase Goring, and Sarah and Hero are the other ones that are going to be there. So we've got those 10 people, and just kind of looking at all these acts, what's your take on who the top 3 are going to be?
Okay, so
of all this, I mean, this is a lot.
Listen, I hope it's Darcy, Light Balance, and Preacher.
Okay, Darcy, right? Light Balanced, and Preacher. Okay, that's actually a pretty good.
I think it'll be Darcy, Light Balance, Preacher. I wish it was more like Chase, Light Balance, Preacher. I don't know if Chase is going to come through next week. The last couple acts, he has not really performed up to the standards that we think he should be performing at. So, based on history with AGT this season, I have to assume it's going to be Darcy, Light Balance, and Preacher, top 3. I got to assume
Okay,
that.
So I like that vote, with a couple of dark horses being Angelica Hale and Sarah and Hero as a couple of dark horses.
You know how much I love talking about Sarah and Hero. So I mean, if they are dark horses, it'll make our show better. So.
Okay, so so those is dark horses, and then now what if we have the kind of, I would call it the sappy vote or the story vote? Now you're going to be seeing in the top 3 Ketchy, Harvey, and maybe Evie.
Oh well, no. Listen, if it's all about the sob story, Evie already won. I don't care how you look or what your disability is. Death trumps all.
Okay.
So if it's all about if it's all about the sob story, Evie has already won the tournament. I hope that's not what it's about, even though I feel sorry for her.
Yeah, I think that there's
I don't even like talking about it. It's like it's hard for me to talk about it. Like I couldn't even imagine losing my father or me or my kids losing me. Right? It's so hard to even think about.
And that's what everybody's going through when they're watching this. They're kind of thinking the same thing. So there's a really good reason why there could be a lot of votes that are given that way. So there's a couple different ways the finals could end up showing up. I personally think that Darcy Lynn can't be beat. My personal feeling is that she will beat everybody in the finals, and she will win the whole thing. That's my opinion.
I gotta say, if she does, then that's good for the show, not our show, AGT, because that proves that you don't need a sob story to win. You just need to be ridiculously talented.
Right.
She doesn't have a sob story. I don't even know what her back history is, and I frankly do not care, because her ability trumps anything anybody else has done so far.
Right.
So if she wins, that's really good for AGT. That shows that a sob story is not going to win you this. You need to be ridiculously talented to do it.
Yeah, she's going to have to pull off one more great performance. And I don't know how she's managed to do a little better each time. I don't know what she's going to pull out for the finals. But if she can capture that same thing she did to Simon this last time, I mean, after she did that, I'm like, oh, gosh, I don't know if she can do a better performance than that. So she can't lay an egg. She can't pull off. But I think she's a steam train a coming. I don't think she can be stopped.
Dude, she's gonna have 2 puppets, and she's gonna sing a duet with 2 puppets
in 2 different voices.
In 2 different voices, a male voice and a female voice. You're gonna be like, yeah, what is this magic?
Like, what is going on? Terry Fader, step on over. You got somebody new.
True that.
Anyways, that's what I think is going to happen. I really think that your choices of Darcy, Preacher Lawson, and Light Balance were a great 3 for the final 3. I would like to see it actually turn out that way as well.
I would love to see Chase in there. I would love it. I mean,
I would too, but I just don't know if he's got the body of work.
Yeah.
He just never really captured it after those first 2 performances. He just never really brought it again.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. I don't know if it can happen. Angelica has a great voice.
Performances though, Shane. Like it made me go out and try to find his music, which I could not find.
Yeah,
I wanted to go spend money on him. I wanted to go buy albums.
Well, he could. It could happen for him if he writes a number 1. There was a guy back on American Idol who did this. He ended up writing the final song. I always called him James. That's not his name, but he basically wrote that song, "Home." I'm gonna make this place my home, right? And it became, da 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 da. It was that song, and he wrote it for the finale for American Idol, and boom, it just took off. It was a #1 across the country. It was a huge hit, right? And you still hear it, yeah, huge hit. And it's killing me that I can't remember his name right now. Somebody in the comments. He wrote it from scratch. It was his song, and he blew it up. Now, if Goring can come out, if Chase can come out and do the same thing next week with like this huge song with maybe a little bit more of a band around him that they could launch out into the atmosphere, he could probably get the votes. I mean, I could see it happening where he could come in and sweep and take it. But it's going to have to be something. These guys are going to have to bring it next week, and they're going to have to be monsters on stage. Next week we're going to see who really, really wants it. And I'm excited. I'm actually really looking forward to the finals.
As am I, sir. I'm not looking forward to my punishment. That's going to be rough. But the finals will be amazing for everybody else. And I hope you guys like the show next week. And what are we doing this week? What else is going on?
Holy cow. I appreciate you putting me on the spot for that at this moment.
I mean, I'm asking a question that we should have answers for.
I agree with you 100%. I know that. Okay, so we got some things happening. We got the Oroville, which will happen before the next AGT.
It will. It'll happen on Monday.
It'll happen on Monday, so that'll happen before the next AGT.
But you're not going to see
my
punishment until Wednesday. I refuse to do it for any longer than that.
But if you're interested in the Oroville TV show, which the first pilot came out and we did a review on, go check that out and then come back and watch us talk about that. We don't have Star Trek Discovery until the 24th, so that's not for another 10 days. Honestly, I don't know what we have coming up. I don't know if we actually have anything planned. We were going to do the boxing video for Friday. Maybe we'll surprise. Oh, maybe we'll do for Siberia. We'll do the one she wants us to do that I have to catch up on.
Yeah, we could probably do Death Note. Next week we also we're doing a review of Kingsman on Thursday. I'm sorry, Friday, the Golden Circle.
Friday. Mm-hmm.
And then obviously on Monday we have the Oroville. I'm sorry I put you on the spot, man. When I actually have all this written out.
I hadn't thought about it.
That was uncool of me. I apologize.
I hadn't thought about it. I was like, we were going to do the boxing video on Friday. We were going to do boxing.
So maybe instead of the boxing, we do Death Note. We'll see if we can pull it together in time. But for sure, coming up on Monday, we do have the Orville episode 2 review and recap. And then on Wednesday, we have AGT finals. On Thursday, AGT finals. On Friday, we have the Kingsman Golden Circle review. And tune in, man. And please subscribe, like, comment, share, all that cool stuff. Hit that little bell button for the alerts. We're trying to get to 400. Sure. Get us to 400.
Listen, it looks like Tuesday we've got an opening. I think Tuesday we should probably shoot our boxing video. I don't know if we can actually get it up the same day, but we could at least post it maybe after the movie review on Friday.
Maybe. I don't know if we're going to have time. We have Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
We might have to do it on the weekend or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Guys, we will figure it out. You will get that video. We promise we will make it happen. Please comment.
It's better to have more than less anyways. This is a good problem to have.
Please comment and please like and please share. And you guys are the reason we do this because when we first started doing it like a year and a half ago, we got like no comments or anything, and it was hard for us to continue. And now that we're seeing audience interaction, you guys are talking to us and we're having a good time, we're starting this little community, it's really, really motivating to continue making cool content. So we really
let's keep it going.
Okay, we'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend.
All right, have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.